Ever had a machine in your life that seemed to have a personality? Ever had a relative whose car would only start under certain conditions? As your daughter had a talking doll that would start making creepy sounds after years of abuse in the toddler's hands. Or one that would go off randomly in the middle of the night without anyone being near it. Or how about that Hyundai NES that showed up on eBay a couple of years ago that would make disturbing breathing noises? Can technology have a conscience, or the beginnings of one? Can a lifeless object become something more through consecutive owners imprinting on it? Can a device be hunted or possessed? In today's episode, we're going ghost hunting. We're going after the ghost in the machine. It's a prevalent trope in fiction, but also one that imitates real life. Stephen King's Christine, a car possessed by an evil spirit, possessive enough of her young owner to kill, so that no one could get between them. It echoes James Dean's Porsche Spider, nicknamed Little Bastard, a car involved in so many deaths and accidents besides Dean's, that it is believed by many to be cursed down to its parts. Some of which ended up in other cars as transplants, cursing them in turn into killing or hurting their owners. After the mangled vehicle was purchased and partially restored by famed movie car customizer George Barris, the designer of the famous 60s Batmobile, it toured around the US as a grisly exhibit, during which time it was involved in numerous accidents. A fire in the garage it was kept in, the death of a truck driver transporting the wreck, and other anecdotal occurrences, before ultimately disappearing from inside a locked container during transport, never to be seen again. The car that actually inspired Christine, a limited edition Dodge 330, nicknamed Golden Eagle, is said to be even more bloodthirsty, even outright possessed by a demon, as a mysterious string of murder-suicides seems to connect all its previous owners. Over the years, it has led to it being vandalized by various local church groups. One of them even went so far as to chop the car up in pieces and send its remains to junkyards all across the US. Can cars be possessed by demons? Are children's toys secretly alive? Is your Roomba secretly plotting to assassinate your cat and take its place as your favorite pet? Why do such urban myths crop up every now and then all over the place? Why do they engage us so as stories? There are various interpretations of this, the easiest being people love a good horror story. And that's for the exact same reason people love roller coasters and extreme sports. It takes us out of our comfort zone, out of the doldrums of our daily lives. We love the sense of adrenaline pumping whenever our brain goes into threat management mode, for a short while, coupled with a conscious knowledge of safety when watching a horror flick, or when jumping off a bridge with a length of bungee cord strapped to our ankles. We love a good scare. And nothing hits closer to home than everyday objects having the capacity to scare us. It's also why the endless array of horror films that have come out in the last couple of decades hasn't abated, despite how trite and overused the plot points have become. In some of them, the big bad is a common object possessed by some otherworldly entity, such as the Annabelle doll from the Conjuring series, or Chucky from Child's Play. King's Christine could either be possessed by a demonic spirit or the spirit of its deceased former owner, depending on which version you like most, the movie or the book. Let's not forget, of course, cursed objects. whether possessed by the spirits of their owners who had a very strong emotional connection while they were alive, allowing them to torment anyone unlucky enough to own the item after they passed, or cursed by a powerful witch, such as the gypsy woman from Drag Me to Hell, who the damage a humble button could do. Or how about the personal effects and in fact personal organs of the treacherous necromancer Imhotep from the Mummy series? Other objects were just created by evil, or manifestations of evil itself, such as the mural tiles from Devil's Country, from within the pages of Clive Barker's Cold Hard Canyon. And let's not forget the Necronomicon Ex Mortis from the Evil Dead series. But why the affinity for stories involving such objects? That's because, as humans, we'll tend to pack bond with absolutely everything. Ever heard of a friend referring to the pet as a child? Ever heard of a driver referring to the car as their baby? And what about all the robots we try and make in our own image? We tend to anthropomorphize. That means ascribing human-like characteristics and behavior to everything in the world around us, and it has been around as long as we have been around. The ancients anthropomorphized forces of nature and even abstract ideas into beings, into gods that governed them. Mind you, not distant and abstract gods, but gods who are very fickle and very human in their character and behavior. From the inconsistently faithful but mostly benevolent Zeus, to the wise Athena, who is not above spite and petty revenge, and Psyche, who Eros, god of love, falls in love with. The same goes on through the ages, with us modern humans being no exception. We seek to relate to the world, and so we ascribe human characteristics to everything in it. My own computer is an old machine, a Frankenstein of parts and pieces changed and upgraded over the last 10 years to keep it running and up to date, with the hardware consisted of at least 3 generations of parts, and the operating system reinstalled so many times I've lost count. As expected, not everything works seamlessly, with frequent glitches and hiccups, which have come to ascribe to a moody character rather than the machine itself being a hodgepodge mess. Even so, I've come to see it as a work buddy, and I wouldn't lightly trade it in for a brand new shiny computer. Does that make it alive? Probably not. Will it one day try and take over the world and enslave humanity? Not very likely. There's also an interesting case made by parapsychology here. It's based around the concept of thought forms. A thought form is believed to be a certain kind of incorporeal being that is manifest into existence purely by belief. For those of a spiritual inclination, the concept goes that anything you believe in, anything you feed enough thought, energy, and belief into, can become its own discrete being. You could, for example, give your car a spirit created by your thought alone, provided that you believe in it strongly enough. And even use this theory to explain reports of miraculous events as phenomena that manifest through the combined willpower and sheer belief of millions of people. Neil Gaiman's stellar work has tackled this quite a few times, especially in the novel American Gods. Inside it, people's various deities have come alive, with various incarnations of each god and even abstract concepts like media and technology, all being powered by people's belief and, well, starved to death when the faithful eventually forget about them. Think of them like thought forms on steroids, with uncanny abilities and otherworldly powers. Could this be the answer all along? Are we even creating all the weird phenomena and miracles and divine interventions all around? Have we been the gods all along? Probably a question for another time. In any case, everything we've mentioned so far is only going to become blurrier as time goes on. Besides what we've already mentioned, is life imitating fiction? Or is it the opposite? How can we tell? And with a new age dawning, with all the autonomous machines and the rise of AI, will we be even able to tell the difference anymore between what we think is alive and what really is? Is it perhaps time to wonder whether there really is a ghost in the machine? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you enjoy the channel's content, hit the subscribe button. And also, leave your own suggestions on what you'd like to see next. This has been Way of the Author. Peace out.